He was representing for his team. You'll see what he can do. Go raced in 4 single heats in our 2 events in Lax in Switzerland. 4 single heats, he won 3 of them. Let's see what he can do here. He's in purple for Veloce Racing, and Holden is in white for Apex, and slightly behind him, but not too far. Both of them taking a pretty much similar route around that pylon turn, and then down the straight we come. And that seems like a bit of an mid-air as they were both heading towards that DCL gate at the end of turn. Go is still in the air. Holden is in the net, and Go continues on. But I think he's realized or been told Holden is out, so bring that drone home before it gets any more damage. Go will even the score 2-all, rerun notwithstanding. We get mid-airs. It's nobody's fault, really. It's just part of racing.
Indeed. Eric was catching up with Go. Yeah, we can see exactly, and they just touched. Unfortunately, there is no way to escape from the netting, so not much can be done about it. But his maneuver was very good. He cut it very close. It was going pretty well. And that's exactly what Matt said. There is a tunnel which is full of spectators, and they can actually watch the battles from up close, above them and next to them.
We get 8 drones into the air, 7, 8. Kim's not in it again, Min-Jae Kim. Bad start for him, and he's out wide over the water. Carrying on around our pylon, though. It looks like Go with a good start. Has crashed it, though, which means up front it's Apex in 1, 2, and Timothy Trowbridge in 3. There's the straight. The other end of it as they come around and then complete that DCL turn and head towards the Torino tower. Go round it through the top, then left around it and back through on the bottom side of it. And currently it looks like Dane Grace is leading with Eric Holden and Timothy Trowbridge in a 1, 2, 3. That'll mean that rerun does not matter at all. Holden is almost second behind him. Trowbridge a little way behind that, but leading the way for Veloce, possibly Young Rock Sun, although we've got an under review for FPV, which means that this is going to get looked at again, see if there was a video issue for him, and if it was, that might lead to a rerun of the whole big heat. We'll get there if we get there. Young Rock Sun, regardless of his video issue, seems to be fine. It's not a bad picture, and he's keeping that in the air, but it is Grace and Holden completing the long straight. Grace is pulling away now, if anything. Song is some way behind them. And Grace brings it home. Holden makes it 2. And there is Dane cheering on in a big win there. But video is the reason why Young Rock Sun is holding that. Andre, explain that for us if you can, because we get the access to all of the drone's video feed as the pilot sees it, and he's got picture.
That's very difficult to say what happened, actually. But that was one busy heat. I saw something quite unique. One of the Korean drones touched the water for a split second and managed to actually save it very close to the Torino tower. That was quite amazing. Yeah. Oh. But I'm pretty sure initially it took back into the air. It went back.
So 2 drones were still in the air while we were trying to figure out what had happened at the front of the track, and one of them is not in the air. You know where that is. And here's the first sight. Somebody keep score. In the chat, let us know. Matthew Evans asked, so let's have a little raffle, no prizes. How many drones are going in the water here in Turin? We've had 3 yesterday, but as of racing-wise, 1 so far. Yeah, it's a very slow start for one of...
So busy. Insanely close.
Timothy, who was having all those video issues, this is what he was managing to fly with.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, okay.
So that's what happened.
There's Dane, just clipping the edge. You can't say that hole's not big enough, Dane. Got it in there, though. That's the main thing. Doesn't matter if you hit it on the way in, as long as it goes through. Not getting a rerun, so it's going to stay 2-1 for Apex. That is Eric Holden. That is Marcel Isha Begal, and they are the best in terms of qualifying times for their teams. Holdox against Sea Sky. Holdox with fractionally better starts. And remaining there and extending it a little bit towards I-Time. They'll come reasonably fast, but not the fastest time we've seen on split S turns there. Half second between them, but that is not hanging around. This is the exit of the straight. Much closer together at that side, which would suggest that there's a little bit of a straight line speed difference between these two drones. It's now in the hands of Miguel, who is leading away. And if that is straight line speed in his favor, then he is gonna go now. Holden's keeping with him. If anything, Holden is catching him. Maybe he's flying that straight away a little bit more aggressive than last time. We're on to the third lap now, and there's not much in it between these pilots. This may be the best race we've had today. Out of the tunnel, they'll both come. And Bergel has hit the exit of the I-Time gate, spun it lights out onto the ground. That is such a shame. Such a shame for C-Sky, the young 15-year-old pilot. Eric Holden was at a real scrap on his hands. I wanted to see that one go all the way to the finish. Holden will get there. And that makes it 3-1 for Apex, but ooh, there was a fight on our hands. And he looks pleased to get that point. Any pilot is, of course, pleased to get any point, but I think he knew that one was one he was going to have to fight for all the way.
That was a great battle, absolutely great battle. Exchanging positions. That tower seems to be, Torino tower seems to be crucial for some pilots to either lose or win some time, as we can see. All depends on that race line. That was so close, fantastic.
We've seen a few red flags. I see people asking in our chat. Thank you for joining us wherever you are, on YouTube, Facebook, or on TV, wherever you are. I see people going, what's the red flags about? Well, if a pilot thinks that they have a reason within our rules to ask for a rerun, then they wave the red flag. Then their team manager will arrange with them what they are protesting about. Then they write it on a form and they hand it in, and you can't do that willy-nilly. There are penalties for handing in protests. They want to win a championship. Away we go into the big heat. And that is the sight of a lot of drones lighting up the Turin sky. One is in the water though. Noah Koch, we think, is swimming right now, but up front, Sala is doing some work for in-drone team. Now they have to get, if none of the reruns and protests earlier on are granted, they have to get 2 up front. They have to at least get 2 points here. And to be honest, even if any of the reruns and things do happen, you need to come out of this with 2 points to have a chance of fighting some other things. So, Sala is where he needs to be, or is he? Holden's past him, Grace and Trowbridge have all passed him. Sala has lost a lot of time, and it is all white, and then all green. Sanchez is way behind the rest of the pack. They don't need all 4 of them up front, but they do need Sala, Miguel, or Roman to start passing Holden, Grace, and Trowbridge. Round the pylon turn, Holden stays in the lead. We're on board with Sala, who's doing the best of the work for the Greens. He's passed Trowbridge. I think he may have passed Dane Grace as well. Holden is coming up towards the finish gate now. He'll take it 1. Second is missed. Sala is in. Grace missed the finish. You can see him in the netting. He went too high. Maybe he felt he was going too low and put a little bit too much throttle in. He's missed it. Sala is in second. Trowbridge comes third, and Sanchez a long way behind him 4th. Now, I believe there's still possible rerun on the cards from an earlier heat. But that is not looking like it could change the results. As I was saying, if in-drone team picks up 2 there, then the 1 point available from a rerun single heat would still work. But there's too many points in it, so the rerun isn't going to matter. Apex are into the grand finals. Congratulations to Apex. We'll see them in the grand final. And in-drone team, our wildcards, will leave us here, but a great performance from them anyway.
Such a close race. Torino Tower always taking it all. This is the place to win a lot of time, definitely. This is also the best part of racing. Individual heats are fantastic, but there is no better joy than to take on 4 opponents from the other team and join 3 teammates and try. Oh, of course, he missed. He missed the finisher gate, unfortunately, a little bit.
This big heat of the grand final. I'm sorry you're not going to get more of this between Apex and X-Blades, but here it comes. This is the final. We will make a champion right now. So here we go. in light blue for X-Blades Racing and in white for Apex. It's take it all right now. And so Brett Collis will go up to the front, and 2, maybe 3 drones are down into the water already, and it's not down to video pictures as it is all clean on everybody's feed. Halfway through lap number 1, and we start making our way back with Apex and X-Blade still in this. It looks like it's white and then blue up front. It's Apex Racing, we're looking like they've got the lead through iTime. And around to the start of the second lap, it looks like it is Eric Holden who might have the lead of this. Brett Collis on board with Brett Collis, who has got Eric Holden to catch. You see him entering the Torino Tower ahead of Brett Collis there. He had a view of his entry, and as he completes the turn and exits through it now, it's getting away from him. Holden is leaving Collis behind and starting to pull. Collis is onto the straight with Holden, but there's a big gap now, and he's got to get done. Grace is in this fight too behind them, but Holden is looking like he's going to take Apex to the championship points today as he makes it to the finish. And Brett Collis pulled a 1.5 second deficit down to 1. But that is a win for Eric Holden, the new pilot of Apex Racing, and that is going to be a win for them on our stage here in Turin. On our stage, good handshakes from everybody. And a brilliant reaction time from both of them. 1600ths and 2100ths of a second. It was Peterson with the better of them, and Eric Holden is with him. Look at that, so close on the iTime gates. Peterson's and Holden both taking a big, wide entry into the straight. Not any of those kind of stop and start turns, which has caused some problems for pilots earlier on. They both swung around for it. A bit of a higher exit for Peterson's of the straight than Holden, and it's just 300ths of a second between the two of them. Peterson's has the lead. I think Holden is somewhere very close to him. There it is. It's barely a lead to talk about. Holden on the inside of that turn. This is absolutely brilliant racing from them. Holden coming down the straight. He's going to attack this. We saw Peterson attack it earlier on. It's all going to come down to this final turn right now, and Holden gets it. The best race of the Drone Grand Prix here in Italy. Fantastic from those two pilots. Trowbridge can't stay in his seat. He needs to get up and see Eric Holden and tell him what a fantastic win that is. 6500ths of a second between them at the end, but really it did not look like the gap would be anything at all. Peterson's gave that all he's got, and Holden had to fight for every bit of it. Congratulations to both of them. Holden gets the point for the team. Look at that dive from Peterson's trying to take him there.
So close, absolutely close. I mean, those two pilots know each other, obviously. They flew each other with each other already. They know what to expect, and Eric cut it perfectly here, trying to gain on Thomas, which he finally did after climbing on top of that netting.
This is his last try and take on the win here. Holden's in it already.
So close.
Wow. That's why we do what we do. That's why you do what you do, Eric Holden. That would have hurt my hand, to be honest.
Yes, they know each other. They know each other well.
Here we go. It's got to be all red into the finisher gate before anybody tries to make any of it white. Thomas Petersons will have the lead, and the Torino Tower is lit by everybody, but Maximov and Leszak are down. Peterson's got the lead. Trowbridge 4600ths behind him, Koch 6400ths behind him, and it is all white, and Peterson still has that lead. Kosolopov down in 6th place. Peterson so close to winning that last heat that we just watched. He would love to win this one. Of course, Holden's in this fight again too, and he's been passed. It is Holden who's taken it. We've got Holden against Peterson back to back. Trowbridge is in this in 3rd. Kosolopov's still flying around in 6th, but he's a long, long way behind. Holden gets him again. Peterson's a little further behind this time, and Trowbridge almost beat him too, but Holden will get it, and that's 1 for Apex. Another handshake between those two pilots, as you said, Andre, know each other so well. It's a 5-0 win for Apex Racing.
It almost looked like a repeat of the one-to-one battle. Exactly in the same spot, Eric was able to catch with Thomas and overtake him on that straight, right on that corner, climbing on top of that netting. He was able to pass him and maintain the lead till the end, winning the heat.
Peterson's really close to getting that point back for Drone Sports, but Apex, they're in a grand final again.
That was a rapid start. Very well done. We didn't see that many midders, luckily for all the pilots involved. But there was a proper battle there. Let's have a look. Timothy coming very close. Very nice, very nice. So short. It has to be as short as possible while maintaining the speed. So close. Eric is already in.
Live sports in incredible places like this. Holden Rousseau will come. This could be an amazing scrap. You've already seen a bit of what Eric Holden can do, while Rousseau can see him as well. And Rousseau takes the lead to the midpoint of the first lap and starts the straight. And Holden is a second behind him, which is quite a long way for Holden against an amazing pilot like Rousseau. You're going to need to show us what you can do on those turns. Well, he is. He's almost winning right now. The Torino Tower is where these two pilots are going to fly it out. Holden hasn't got him yet. Split S is on the I-time gates and away. And Rousseau has the lead again into the straight, and Holden isn't quite as far behind as he was on lap number 1. You see him gaining on him now. It's all going to come to this part at the end of lap 2. Holden aggressively attacking. He's got the lead from him. It was twitchy, but he's made it.
Fantastic performance by Eric. I see it again and again. It's that last turn which he uses to get more momentum and take over the opponent, building up on top of the tunnel, spectator tunnel.
Apex cannot stay in their seats. I haven't seen a team celebrating like this for some time, and it's not the win yet. It's a win on the progress to the big W. They can't stay in their seats. They have to get out and congratulate each other. That's how much it means to them. That is a thrilling encounter by Holden and Rousseau. And Rousseau was in the lead for so much of it. I told you, he's won, I think it is 4 out of 4 single heats in the races he's taken part in this season across these 2 races we've done in Turin. But Holden is the man who got him.
Fantastic performance. It's that last element of the track that exactly that same thing happened versus Thomas Peterson's.
That part of the course,
it seems to be
his, isn't it?
It seems to be that he has it worked out pretty well indeed.
Apex need to do what X-Blades have done many times in a big heat and just upset their party. But I can see that Timothy Trowbridge would quite like to beat them for it as well. It's wide at the front, and it's a scrap now. Bannister and Collis trying to pass their old teammate, Timothy Trowbridge. Down the straight we go at the end of the first lap. This is it now, the final race of our time here in Turin. Bannister's got the lead, Trowbridge is with him, Collis has got him as well, and drones start to come down around the Torino Tower. X-Blades has to get first and second. It is looking like they've got first. Bannister is well away. But Grace might be stopping them getting the second, and so might the fact that the rest of the drones are down. Bannister not mucking around, absolutely secures that win, but there's nobody to come in second for X-Blades Racing. Grace is in, Holden is third. Apex right now look to be the champions back-to-back in Italy and beating out the reigning world champions to do it. An amazing, amazing big heat. Bannister did everything he could, had white drones all around him throughout until that last part on the second lap when he left them all well behind. But unfortunately, his teammates were well behind too.
I'm pretty sure we saw 2 drones going straight into the water. I think possibly one was of Gary's. Maybe we'll get the chance. Well, maybe we'll get a chance to see what exactly happened. Oh, one drone just basically dropped from the start. One hit the top of the tower and went sightseeing, I guess.
Yeah.
We have one more just making a splash. Brutal start. And Timothy staying. Oh!
Timothy got mid-aired, I think, there. This is Bannister's finish. No little flip. No risking that one. The right decision. Absolutely right, Luke. Apex Racing win back-to-back drone Grand Prix in Turin. Apex Racing! These pilots are going to show us what they can do again and again this season. Thank you, Paolo Pisano, the Deputy Mayor for Innovation of the City of Turin, who presents Timothy Trowbridge, Noah Koch, Dane Grace, Eric Holden with their trophy, the champions back-to-back in Turin. An amazing achievement. We don't often get back-to-back wins in the 2 drone Grand Prix that we do in any one of our locations. It has been done, but it has very rarely been done. And a massive statement from the boys in white. Congratulations to all of them, and now the rest of the teams in the league who knew they were good, but maybe thought that they weren't the threat that they are. Now we realize Apex are here to be reckoned with too. And during the rest of the year, Andre, Quad Force 1 are going to come back stronger. Nobody can have any doubt of that. They'll get their equipment delivery and, logistics issues sorted out. And those pilots will fight. X-Blades will come back and go, well, we've nearly had some wins this season. We really would just like to get more of them outright rather than coming second.